Okay, some major stuff is going down in Peru. It looks like UFOs may be attacking people in Peru, and this is a current thing. So, breaking news, I guess, but we've got to talk about this. So, get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you guys think about this crazy story in the comments below. Okay, I've been seeing this blowing up on Twitter, and this is really fascinating. There's multiple news pieces in the respective countries. I'm not going to play it because, for one, it's not in English, and then two, it's got music throughout. But you can see this is a real thing. This isn't just some crazy person on Twitter saying this stuff. This is a real event that is happening in Peru to real people. And it is very, very alarming. There's multiple news pieces about it. Again, not going to play any video, but as you can see, it seems like it's really getting a lot of play south of the border, not so much in America. I haven't seen any of the mainstream news covering it, and I guess I would be surprised if they did. So we have to go to more, third-rate news sources. This is from breakingnewsstreams.com. No disrespect, breakingnewsstreams.com, but it is what it is. This is from David Freeman, and so this is how we're going to have to get a lot of our information about this very important encounter that is going on. And as you can see, this article is from 15 hours ago. So this is all very current. So let me just read the article. And if I see more news before I hit publish, I will share it with you. I'm looking for more sources of information on this story that's in English. So if you run across that, let me know, guys. An air of mystery and terror has gripped the inhabitants of a tribal community in the Alto Nani district of Laredo, Peru. Local citizens allege that their community is under siege for what they believe to be unidentified flying objects or strange beings. The tribe's desperate pleas for help have finally brought the incident to the attention of law enforcement and national news agencies. Laredo is Peru's northernmost department and region, covering almost 1/3 of Peru's territory. Laredo is by far the nation's largest department, slightly larger than Japan. It is also one of the most sparsely populated regions due to its remote location in the Amazon rainforest. Its capital is Iquitos. Now, I have a special love and fondness for Amazonian Peru because that is where the faith of ayahuasca comes from, the various cultures that utilize this plant medicine that I myself have partaken of, and has really changed my life and is very metaphysical, very profound, and very real. Well, this faith comes from this part of the world, and now UFOs are attacking it. Apparently, something's attacking it. Something's going on. What's going on? Well, let's find out. But I just wanted to let you know, well, I take this story very personally. My own life has been transformed by these cultures and by the ancient understanding that these cultures are continuing into the present day. So what's going on? Well, according to the locals, these unknown entities, which they describe as silver beings, have been attacking them primarily during the night. The community has reported sightings of beings dressed in metallic silver with an ability to hover about 1 meter above the ground. The beings, reportedly resembling the stereotypical depiction of a green alien. Well, that's not really stereotypical, is it? The stereotype is gray, but moving on. Have glowing red lights at their heels and wear masks covering their faces. The community is now living in fear, with some even speculating an ET origin for these intruders. One particularly unsettling incident involved a 15-year-old girl who suffered neck injuries after a terrifying encounter with these entities. According to eyewitnesses, the teenager was grabbed from behind, her mouth covered. When she attempted to resist, she was slashed on the neck with a blade. Despite attempts to defend themselves with firearms, locals state that these beings vanish into thin air adding to the terrifying nature of these events. Slashed on the neck with a blade. Does that sound like an alien or a non-human? I don't know. In response to the desperate calls for help, the national police and personnel from the Peruvian Navy have arrived on the scene to evaluate the situation. While the identity of these attackers remains unknown, the community is living in fear and calls for increased security are growing louder. Delta Rosales, a local news correspondent, is on site providing live updates and attempting to gather more information on the disturbing events. Members of the indigenous Iquitos tribe from the province of Minas have reportedly witnessed similar incidents. They shared experiences of being stalked and attacked by these strange entities, which also reportedly targeted a 15-year-old girl. Authorities are now working to determine the validity of these claims and to identify the attackers. While some dismiss these claims as mere stories or exaggerations, the fear among locals is palpable, particularly as these events have begun to affect other areas. Students from the National University of the Peruvian Amazon, located several kilometers away, have begun reporting sightings of these entities as well, fueling further concern. As authorities scramble to establish the reality of these events, the community has been left living in fear. The tribal people are now organizing night watches to safeguard their children, women, and themselves from these unknown attackers. They demand the police stay in the community to provide protection and are calling on national forces for aid. Well, yeah, wow. And here we go, more stuff in the news, again with music. Yeah, I think that's just what I played for you before, but you can see the area where this stuff is going on. And, you can see all the attention this is getting. This is just some crazy stuff. This reminds me a lot of the Colares, Brazil case, if you're familiar with that. I'm not going to go over that in great detail. Here's actually a very long article from the Black Vault with a lot of documents that you can go over. But it's a very well documented case that the military got involved in and investigated. And these UFOs were attacking people in a way in Brazil, shooting them with beams, causing anemia. There were a lot of problems, and it's alarming. It's an alarming series of events that occurred in Colares, Brazil, and this clearly has echoes of that. Now, according to this article, it doesn't mention the residents seeing UFOs. It only mentions them seeing these silver beings with red eyes that float above the ground, which is indeed how grays are often seen in other beings as well. Sometimes they can hover above the ground. Now, grabbing people and using a knife on people doesn't sound like something they are known for. Could this be humans doing this? Is that possible? Well, I firmly believe that the control group, the UFO control group, has some seriously high tech that they probably got from working with the beings or actually gifted to them from the beings. Maybe some of it even reverse engineered from alien technology. And so could they float above the ground? Well, why not? They do seem to have super soldier type operations. If you go watch my video on Majes, Brazil, and the UFO battle that occurred there in the not too recent past, just like a couple of years ago, where the control group, the U.S. operated control group operating in Brazil, shot down 2 UFOs, executed live beings. There was 1 human fatality. There's a lot of videos and pictures of these incidents. Sadly, none of the beings themselves. But yeah, so in that incident, when the control group soldiers were hunting these beings down in the jungle and executing them, very alarming and very scary, especially since I have no faith in the control group to have chosen the right side in this cosmic cosmic conflict that they have involved themselves in, and by extension humanity in. Well, they were using fancy gear. They were shooting the UFOs down with like laser beams and energy weapons. They had super fancy armor on and weapons on. I mean, there was some serious super soldier stuff going on with these guys hunting down these beings in the jungle. So could they have the capability of hovering above the ground and doing these sorts of things and, possibly presenting themselves using holograms or other technology as non-humans? Well, possibly. Totally possible. We just don't know what they have. I have not heard of any capabilities like that, however, so I'm cautious to say that this smacks of human involvement. At the moment, I'm leaning more non-human, but we just don't have enough information on this case. But at any rate, the local Peruvians are terrified by this chain of events, and these beings are going around terrorizing people. I mean, I can't imagine how scary that would be to be attacked by a floating silver being with red eyes, apparently wielding some sort of blade, but clearly they have other technology as well. Why are they attacking people? What would their motivation be? Are they trying to evoke fear? Are they feeding on fear? Are they trying to get something? In the Colares case, they seem to be getting something, extracting something from the people. They were shooting people with these beams, possibly extracting blood or something, and these people were coming down with anemia as a result from that. So, but in that case, they were clearly doing something to get something. What are these beings getting out of it? Fear? Are they causing all this commotion as a distraction while really they're doing something else? I don't know, guys. This is a weird one, and this is still an unfolding story. We're still in the fog of war on all of this. So again, if you guys see anything on this story, let me know, because I am beyond fascinated, and I think not just fascinated, but I think this is an important story, and we need to know what is going on in Peru right now. Like I say, I have a deep love and a connection to Peru, and I think that people in South America have a long connection with the phenomenon, and that the phenomenon has helped shape their cultures for many thousands of years. And so it's no surprise that they also have some negative experiences as well, because the phenomenon is not monolithic. There are so many facets to it. Not that I understand them, but I have seen them in action, reported. But that is what I'm seeing. And so, of course, there's going to be negative facets as well as benevolent and neutral facets. And unfortunately, it's possible that one of these negative facets has reared its ugly head in Peru. Of course, it's also possible that these are humans doing something for some human reason. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think about this story? Who do you think is responsible for this chain of events? And who is terrorizing people in Peru right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. And join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. And there are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel. See you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.